Hey there, it's David Cinelli here, Realtor with Overpay Signature. Today we're going to do part 2 of my Real Estate Educational Friday topic on how to win a house in a bidding war and not overpay. If you haven't had a chance to check out part 1, I highly suggest you go check it out now and then come back to this video. Tip number 3, match the parameters that the sellers wish for in the offer. There is more that goes into an offer besides just price. Some of the parameters include closing date, deposit, conditions, etc. So if you are able to match those other criteria with what the sellers are looking for, you're better off than somebody who may be offering more money than you. The reason for this is the sellers are looking for certain closing dates or looking for certain conditions, etc., which may cause them more money if you don't fulfill them. For example, if you give them too short of a closing date, they might have to find a rental property by the time their house is going to be ready. Or if you give them too long of a closing date, they might have to renew the mortgage, or they might have to break the mortgage and cost them a lot of money. So if you want to get ahead of the competition, ask the other realtor what the sellers are looking for in terms of those closing dates and those conditions. You may be able to get the deal done for less money, as I mentioned earlier. For example, I had a number of occasions when I was the listing agent in which we needed to close on a certain date. We had an offer that came in for well above what we actually took, because when we ran the numbers, the end closing date quicker made more sense than having more money. Tip number 4, have the deposit in hand. The deposit here in Ontario needs to be in some sort of guaranteed funds, whether it's a bank draft, it's a certified check, money order, etc. And it is usually 5% of the selling price of the home. If you have the deposit ready to go with your offer, it signals a number of things to the sellers. 1, you are serious about this home. 2, you can afford this home because you're able to go get that bank draft without any issues. And number 3, you want this house so bad, you're not even going to wait till tomorrow to put that deposit in. You want to firm it up tonight. All those look very favorable in the seller's eyes. And tip number 5, which is probably the most important, do not, and I repeat, do not get emotional. Selling agents play on buyers' emotions. They make the property look great, they make it feel as if it has to be the home. And what they do is they pin other buyers against each other because they know in a competitive situation, a buyer will pay more money if they are competing against somebody else. So they are using your emotions against you. They're also trying to sell you that, well, if you don't come up with this amount of money, you're going to lose this home because so-and-so will pay that amount of money. Again, they are playing on your emotions, so don't do that. Besides, if you have done the other tips, you've already done your research, you already know what the home is worth, so you can take the emotion out. What you need to do is have a conversation before the offers begin and come up with a number with your realtor, which is your walkaway number. What do you feel that this home is worth compared to what the other homes have been listed in the area, and what is it worth to you? And at that point, you will know what your walkaway number is. You also should take in the risk. If you want to overpay for what the other homes have been listed for, you go in that offer knowing that you might have to come up with that difference if the bank appraises it less than what you had paid for. But it is on your own terms. So therefore, you won't lose the home of your dreams because you were not prepared. And I highly suggest, and I always do that even in non-bidding situations, what is your walkaway number? If that price gets to be just even 1 penny more than that, you can walk away with your head held high knowing you do not overpay for this property. Well, I hope you enjoyed this series and you learned something. If you have any topics you want for me to discuss on this forum, or you just want to know some information on the market, you can always call or text me at 416-876-9998 or email me at dcinelli@royalpage.ca. Have a wonderful day. Bye.